Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars set 75356 Executor Super Star Destroyer. A gorgeous looking display piece at a reasonable size. As always, this video contains both objective and subjective information about the set, with at the end of the video my own personal thoughts and opinions. Now let's get into it. Being an 18+ set, this uses the black stylish box art design with a red glow behind the Star Destroyer. Looks quite badass. For some reason I expected this box to be a bit bigger, but oh well. As always, we get some extra details on the other sides, and honestly let's just get into it because I am too excited. When we open it up we get a total of 6 numbered bags, which really, they're quite colorful. I did not expect that. Of course, the instruction manual, and again, no stickers in this entire set. All this promises a lot, so let's get building. First, some objective information about set 75356 Executor Super Star Destroyer. It came out on May 1st this year as part of the May 4th wave. It's aimed at ages 18 and up and is seen as part of the previously called midi-scale line of Star Wars sets. It also belongs in the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi collection. It includes 630 bricks and retails for $70, 70 euros, 60 pounds and 100 Australian. In dollars, this gives you a value of about 11 cents per brick, which is a bit over what we're used to seeing. It sadly doesn't come with minifigures, but it does have 2 little regular Star Destroyers to accompany it. The spare parts are shown on screen right now, and the instruction booklet consists of 145 pages, and that seems about it when it comes to the facts. This set is based on the Executor class Star Dreadnought seen in Return of the Jedi from 1983, which of course this year turned 40. The particular one we see in the movie serves as Darth Vader's personal flagship, and it's massive. It makes the regular Star Destroyers look quite pathetic. Sadly though, it does meet its unfortunate end towards the end of the movie. It's quite iconic, and I'm happy we get a smaller version of this after all this time. Building this was unique, to say the least. Like I said earlier, there's a ton of color in this, which makes it weirdly fun to build. It starts out with a bunch of plates, but because it's also colorful and different, it didn't bother me at all. Putting those final panels on is just incredibly satisfying as well, and there's just a little bit of everything here. Luckily, these colors don't shine through the cracks, which has happened in the past. I spent about 1.5 hours putting this together. At first glance, the best way to describe this is impressive. This isn't one of these massive UCS sets where the sheer scale gives you that wow factor. Here it's rather just the stylish look. It really doesn't look like a playset to me. It's sleek, it's nicely tiled off. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It measures 44 centimeters long, 13 centimeters wide, not including the Star Destroyers on the side, and on the stand it is 14 centimeters high. And I must say it's a bit bigger than I expected in hand. On the pictures it just doesn't come out as large, I guess. Now let's take a moment and compare this to the real thing. This is a display 18+ set, so we're allowed to be critical, I think. From above you can tell it's ever so slightly wider than the original, and the most notable difference is the back section. The angle is just a tad off, but as a whole I still think it resembles it in a way that seems faithful enough. Obviously it also isn't as pointy, but hello, this is LEGO on a relatively small scale. I feel like this really is quite accurate. LEGO bricks are just a little bit bulky when it comes to making smaller models, so that's something to keep in mind, of course. This results in it being a bit thicker as well, but again, I'm quite sure this is close to the best they could have done. They even have that same bump in the middle there, which is great attention to detail. In any case, a line must be drawn between accuracy and resemblance. They are 2 very different things. It may not be 100% accurate, but the resemblance is definitely faithful to the real thing. Now, going a little deeper into the design. From front to end, this is really the only actual study area of the ship. Some may not like this as it's not really consistent, but I personally don't mind it that much. On the sides, you can see they implemented the blue lights, which also is a lovely detail to have in there. And that also shines through some of the greebling on top. Those details are absolutely fantastic, by the way. It all fits together really nicely, kind of a mini Lego puzzle, if you will. The panels on the sides have little studs throughout, which I think gives it some texture. It's a great choice. This for me is really that sweet spot between studs and tiles, especially for smaller displayable ships. The bottom of the ship is really just plates, but from the sides it looks pretty nice still. If we move towards the end, we have these engines, which are really fairly simple but do a decent job at it. The placement and amount is spot on, by the way. They really did nail that. On the inside, they put a fun little Easter egg of the bounty hunter meeting scene. Using just a few colored studs, they created all these characters on screen, and really it's crazy to me that you can instantly tell who is who just based on 2 colors. This scene actually took place in The Empire Strikes Back though, which is a bit awkward given this is a Return of the Jedi set, but a cool addition nonetheless. We're also getting 2 tiny Star Destroyers to add on the sides using transparent rod pieces. They are really quite cute actually, and add an extra sense of scale in a way. The size comparison between these is very accurate, I might add, so it's really just a cherry on top. The whole thing is as sturdy as you'd expect. The Star Destroyer itself is solid, quite strong really. The only thing is the tiny Star Destroyers could fall off if you start yanking on it, but I mean, you know, this is still a display set. We gotta talk about the stand though. I haven't been a fan of most UCS stands. They often have many studs or Technic pieces, but this, ladies and gentlemen, this is incredibly clean and I'm here for it. It matches quite nicely with the diorama sets as well. You can choose to put the 40th anniversary brick on there as well if that's something you like. I personally haven't made my mind up about that yet. It would have also been awesome to have a Darth Vader figure standing here though. That kind of feels like a wasted opportunity. Overall guys, what a dream of a set. I really hope they start making more of these sets at this scale. You get the coolness of a display model but don't need to sacrifice quite so much space. Honestly, seems like a great pick to me.
Pros and cons.
This model I find to look really good, really sleek, and has a professional vibe to it. Building it was an interesting and captivating experience given the colors and greebling, and the display aspect really is what makes this one shine. I love seeing this on a shelf more than I do most other sets I own, and the size is just amazing. It opens that door for those who don't want to, you know, have a meter-long set in their home. As for the cons though, I'm a tad disappointed there's no minifigure included. Even if it's a Darth Vader, which wouldn't be anything new or special or exclusive, I feel like it just still adds that extra bit of value. And my second point is, I don't think this set has anything going for it as far as younger kids go. Besides the fact that this is an 18+ set, there are no minifigures, it's not like a starfighter that you're gonna swoosh around, it's really just for display. And don't get me wrong, I personally really love that. It's just something that's absolutely worth mentioning. And finally, maybe quite obvious, it is pricey. There's a bunch of small pieces as well, so the whole thing together just feels expensive. It really just depends on the amounts you're willing to spend, but overall it just doesn't feel like the best deal, especially compared to other sets. Still, I am a huge fan of this. Going into it, I was quite excited, but honestly, seeing it in real life, I love it far more than I expected. Sleek, good looking, and simply badass. If you liked this video, make very sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single future upload, and then I hope I'll see you in my next review video.